I'm pregnant. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my 35-week update. And I actually had an OBGYN appointment today, so I do have news to report from there. Everything, for the most part, went well. They gave me a Tdap shot today. They drew blood for the third trimester HIV screening and for thyroid check and something else, but I cannot remember what she said. The paperwork got filled out for the breast pump, or at least Angie said it did, so I hope that it actually did. I'll check back with that. I still have to make my pre-admission visit, and Angie was like, you really need to do that. I was like, yeah, I know. My blood pressure was actually low this time, and it wasn't even in the normal range. It was below normal, so I don't know, I guess that was kind of weird. I don't think Angie thought it was bad or anything. She didn't say it was. I think she just thought it seemed strange because my blood pressure the last few times has been steadily climbing. It's not been near the danger zone, but it's been going up. And then today it was below normal. I did wind up getting sent to the hospital though. And what happened there was over the weekends, today is Monday, actually the 5th of May, and over the weekend on Saturday, me and Sam took Abrielle along for a, I guess you would say mini family vacation. I don't know. I guess that's what you classify it as. Sam's parents, Donna and Levi, well, technically his mom and stepdad, whatever, same difference. They had free passes from their work to get into Dollywood. If you don't know what Dollywood is, surely you've heard Dolly Parton, big country music singer, actress. She's got her thumb in a lot of different pies. She does a lot of different things, a lot of charity work too. But she has a theme park that is located in Tennessee. It's in Pigeon Forge, and it's called Dollywood. And we went to that, and it's just like any other theme park. Tons of rides, tons of activities, shows, all kinds of cool stuff. But we went to that Saturday, and obviously I didn't get to ride anything because I'm 35 weeks pregnant. But it was a fun trip. It just took a lot more out of me than I really thought. I thought I could handle it, but honestly, even 2 days later, I'm still really drained from the heat, the walking. I was so swollen. It was horrible. I seriously thought I was going to wind up having to go to the hospital and get my wedding ring and engagement ring cut off. And as you can see, I'm no longer wearing them. Angie told me today to take them off and don't put them back on until after I have the baby because she's afraid they're going to get stuck. I don't know if you can really tell, but my fingers definitely are getting pudgy. I'm definitely having a lot of swelling, and it seems to have started within the last couple days or so to get really bad. And I don't know whether to attribute that to it's getting later in the pregnancy or it's summer and it's hot. I don't know. So anyway, Sunday didn't really do a whole lot, but I didn't feel any fetal movement. And then today, up until I went to the doctor's appointment, I hadn't felt any fetal movement either. And that's always a question that they ask, baby moving good. And I told Angie, I was like, well, no, not that I've noticed any. And I'd chalked it up. I hadn't really been worried about that because I just said, well, I'm exhausted. That was really physically a little bit more than I should have taken on at this point to go and to spend the whole day in the heat and walking around and yada yada yada. But I did tell Angie the truth about it, and I did tell her that what we had done over the weekend, and that I had just assumed that it was that. And Angie was like, well, I'm hoping that she's been moving and maybe you've just not noticed because you've been overly tired. But I'm going to send you to the hospital anyway to get hooked up for an NST. And I've had those before. I had tons of those at the end with Abrielle, so it didn't really freak me out much. I got to the hospital, and they were backed up. They'd had a lot of people get sent over. The doctor's office was kind of backed up. It was like a crazy OBGYN day or something for them. Like, I felt really bad for the nurse who came in and got me set up to the machine, because she seemed really stressed out and tired, and said that they were short-handed to begin with, and that they'd had a lot of people sent over. Nobody was in labor. Everybody was just having, little small issues, just being safe, precautious, that type of stuff, but it still kept them really busy. And so she hooks me up to the machine, tells me, just try to relax. I'll be back later to check on you. And she told me that what would take the longest about all this today would be getting the doctor to come and look at the results. And then she told me who was on call, and of course it's the doctor that I don't like that's on call. So I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. He's great, I guess. But anyway, they left me hooked up for about 40-50 minutes, somewhere in there. Not that long, really. And of course, while I was laying there, she did move, and I had some contractions, but they weren't bad at all. They were just little piddly, nothing to worry about. Weren't regular, weren't strong, nothing like that. So the nurse came back in, said that McCaff had looked at him and that he had okayed me to go home, but wanted me to start doing kick counts. And I've got this chart paper thing that they gave me to keep track with that, and I have to turn it in to Angie the next time I go to the doctor. Well, I don't have to turn it in to Angie, I just have to turn it in. Angie set up my next appointment to be with Dr. Peters, the man who's going to be performing the C-section, and she told me, if I wanted to keep seeing her, that was fine, that she just wanted me to see him. And I don't really know what she meant by that. She said, everything is still okay, she's not worried, she just really wants us to be cautious, and told me to be vigilant about symptoms, and if I just even get a funny feeling that something's not right, that I needed to call. So, all in all, everything went well with the doctor's appointment. Got sent home, no big deal. So, that is that. Next doctor's appointment is Monday, so I'll do another date update either Monday or Tuesday next week. It depends. Abrielle went to bed early tonight. She has been with her grandpa all day, and she was beyond tired. Like, she was just so tired she didn't even know what to do with herself. So I went ahead and let her have an early bedtime, and I guess it was a good thing, because I already know she's out like a light, even though it's still daylight outside and the birds are singing, but she's so tired. So anyway, symptoms for this week: hot flashes, tons of them. I have hot flashes at least 10 times a day, probably, if not more. They're really bad in the morning, and they're really bad at night. They're horrible. What can I say? I feel like a person that's in their trimester of pregnancy. You don't really feel that great, and I know that, and so it's no shocker to me that I'm not feeling ecstatic. I don't really have a lot of energy. I'm fatigued easily. I'm still out of breath a lot. The swelling, like I said earlier, it's getting worse. The heartburn has been just, it's bad. But the way I see it, I'm pretty much on the home end stretch. Like, I am so close, and in less than a month she's going to be here. And I'm definitely, I don't think I'm in that nesting stage, because it's not like with Abrielle where I want to clean everything over and over and over again, but I do want to get things ready and set up. And me and Sam have been kind of talking about it and trying to figure out what we're going to do. We have to redo Abrielle's bedroom, and it's a lot. And I feel like, once again, I've waited till last minute to prepare, so I'm kind of freaking out about that. And then there's the name dilemma. We still have not chosen a name for her yet. So I don't know what we're going to do. And it's not that we can't agree on one necessarily. It's just that we can't find one that is the one. You know what I mean? It's not the right name. It's not it. We just can't find it yet. It's out there. I want her name to be special and to have a meaning. The meaning of the name is really important to me. I put so much thought into Abrielle's, and when we chose her name, it was just perfect. And I guess I'm looking for that to happen again, and I don't know if it's going to happen exactly like that or not, but I'm really hoping that it will, because it's just an important thing to me. So with that being said, I will show you guys my belly, and this will be over.